And then the final point, and this is important, was we mentioned how all 29 of the No Association studies had no control group. Well, we found the 12 studies that did. And all 12 of the studies with a real unvaccinated control group found that the unvaccinated were far healthier, far less chronic disease, far less autism, far less neurodevelopmental disorders, including tics and ADHD, far less asthma, far less everything. So that
Well,
just kind of puts that debate to an end. So, yeah, in conclusion, vaccines are the most dominant risk factor for autism.
I'm just thinking as you were taking us through all that, because I think I mentioned this to you before, there's been a call here for, a comparison of vax versus unvaxxed statistics, given we are relentlessly told the health system's straining numbers in A&E now that haven't been seen before, but no comparison of vaccinated versus unvaccinated. You'd think through the whole history of this that that would have been one of the upfront tools and to real time detect any problems, let's say. It's a simple thing to do, isn't it? That stats comparison, because presumably when you take a vax, it's registered somewhere. So that's with your name. So you can clearly delineate who's had it and who hasn't. And even now, they just plainly won't do it. Yet every other stats comparison that you could ever imagine, kind of similar to that, but in other sectors, is put out there as a matter of course.
Right, exactly. They don't do it in this case because they know what they'll find. And, they have some control groups, but the control groups were still vaccinated. I
Yeah.
mean, they may have received less
Well, how
vaccines,
can you
but
describe that as a control group? It's not.
exactly,
So
exactly. You can't.
it's
You
lying.
can't. It's lying. It's fatally flawed. And you cannot assess causality like that. And they claim they do. They make causal claims. When they claim there's vaccines do not cause autism, that is a causal
Yeah.
claim that they simply cannot make. What about all those 107 studies in our report? They just pretend they don't exist. And so those dangerous statements are leading to this rise in autism.